Hey, Sunshine Duper how the heck are you? Well, normally I'd say I'm trying the beer whisperer and the whiskey whisperer, but I'm not using whiskey. We'll have a beer later, but I want to do this first. I've really been enjoying aged rums ever since our vacation, and I'm working on first bottle anyway of my Florida Cognac 18. I want to do a version of a rum Sazerac. Now, what I noticed was different with the rum Sazerac is in a traditional Sazerac, you express the orange oils and then discard it. It doesn't go into the cocktail. But with the rum, they recommend a lemon instead of an orange peel to express the oils, but then leave it in the cocktail. So that's what I'm doing here is I strain it in there. Ooh, I got that one a little full, didn't I? So I did use the classic Peychaud's bitters in this one. Set this down for a second. So yeah, for my absinthe, I use from the Neely family distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. The Neely's Wormwood Absinthe Forte. This stuff is awesome at 120 proof. It's beautiful, and I just put a spritz in there because the rum, the aged rum, it's an 18-year-old aged rum, and it's a little more delicate than a rye per se. So I want to make sure just a nice spritz to not overpower. I want to be able to taste the anise, the herbal, the botanicals, but I don't want it to overpower the rum per se. I want to check something real quick. There we go. There we go. Oh shit! I'll let the volume on. Bear with me. I am still technically challenged. Now let's turn that down. Pick this up. Yes, like I said earlier, I've really been enjoying the aged rums. I had several on the trip, and I brought a few back with me. The Florida Cognac 18 I can buy here, but it's considerably higher than what I paid for it. And I didn't realize at the time. I didn't know enough about rums, aged rums, to know what was available here, what wasn't. I did pick up a couple from Belize that aren't available here. And then I also picked up a Cuban rum that's obviously not available here. And I got a couple more that are, but not. Right? They can be available here, but not in my neck of the woods. I think there was like one or two retailers in California that had it. I didn't buy any whiskey per se. I did bring two bottles back though. My wife actually bought those for me. They're the Travel Exchange Triple, the Jameson Triple Travel Exchange, and they're not available here in the States. Oh gosh, that's nice. She also bought me a bottle of the Hennessy Pure White Cognac made from white grapes. And that one was a surprise. If I ever get to where I can buy that again, I will buy several bottles of it. It is very nice. That one really surprised me. Different from regular cognac, they advise to drink it chilled, not necessarily on the rocks, but up. So that's how I've had it. I like to serve it with a lemon peel, just nice and bright and fresh. It really is a nice product. They were running specials for three bottles, and I'd never had it before and didn't think I would need it. But now I'm wishing I'd bought all three bottles. So is that about it, man? I had one shot. Anyway, anyway, we did enjoy the cruise, and we were lucky that a couple friends invited us to go along. They got a great deal, and it just seemed too good for us to pass up initially. We did tell them no, but then when we thought about it, I ended up messaging him the next day. It says the offer's still on the table because if it is, we'd like to go. And it was, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Got a little carried away the first night, so I'll have to be careful next time not to do that. But I kept myself, level the rest of the trip. There was just a lot of anxiety that first day, and it just kind of caught up with me. Uh, and I found a bartender. We were like kindred spirits. Oh, it was nice. So yeah, I really have been enjoying the aged rums. In all honesty, this Flor de Caña should be drank neat. It really is that good. But I wanted to experiment with a couple cocktails, especially making a rum version of a Sazerac. I wanted really a high quality rum to do that with. I'm going to try to be patient and not open those triples, but I'm dying to. I really want to, man. I'm going to try to wait till closer to the holidays to do so, but man, I really want to open one of them. I've opened a few bottles already. I think I've got opened up 4 of the 12, but I've told myself I'm not going to open up another bottle until September. But man, really want to try that triple. And I've got two. I bought 2 bottles of rum from Belize, Copali. One is their 5-year-old aged rum. One is their cacao rum. So I'm really looking forward to trying those. The cacao, I'm probably going to try to wait till around the holidays. I want to use that with the coconut rum that I bought to do kind of this, Mounds Bar kind of cocktail. Add some cocoa bitters on top of it for some aromatics. If you decide to make one of these, what you might notice is that the cocktail itself is much more delicate. Even using this 18-year-old aged rum, it's much more delicate than, say, a rye cocktail, depending on whatever rye you're using. It's more subtle. It's not as in your face. That's why you want to be careful. Just give yourself one really nice spritz around the glass. You don't need to do too much because you don't want that absinthe to overpower. But that in turn really makes a beautiful cocktail. This would be the perfect, I mean, absolute perfect digestive. It'd be the perfect fireplace, the perfect after dinner cocktail. I would drink this in place of a espresso martini, for instance, the dessert cocktail, if you will. So, anyways, I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to jump off camera real fast. I already got my glass, but I left my beer in the fridge, so I'll be right back. This is the Zwickel from Urban Chestnut, Bavarian style lager, sometimes referred to as a Keller beer, very similar. Urban Chestnut opened in late 2011. I found them in early 2012. And this was they didn't have a lot of beers at that time. This was their first. And this beer is absolutely gorgeous. Meant to be a tad cloudy as per style. If you understand the style, you know that. I'll show you this beer. See, I say a tad cloudy. I mean, that's darn near clear, but they're supposed to be unfiltered. I think it's 5% even. I don't know if it says here. 5-1. I haven't had this one in a while, but this is the first beer that I had from Urban Chestnut back in 2012. Cilantro, folks. Oh, this beer is absolutely gorgeous. Almost has a Kolsch-like feel to it, meaning you have those grassy notes, if you will, those nice bready malts, but you've got that fruity Kolsch-like middle. And then that clean, dry lager finish. It's just a nice, pleasant, easy drinking beer with a lot of flavor. And at 5-1, it's not going to hurt you too bad unless you're just drinking fast. If you're not drinking too fast, you're going to be okay. Oh. Anyway, Cilantro. Relaxing on a Saturday. Come from vacation. I had a couple cushion days when we got home, but then I worked 3 long days in a row. I had one day off and then back, and I've been struggling getting some sleep. So I really needed these 2 days off to regroup. You're still trying to get caught up. I mean, it's been a week back from vacation, but still, it's taken me a little bit to try to get my sleep caught up. And my wife and I said the one thing we would never ever do is take a cruise. We had absolutely no interest in it at all. And then some friends made us an offer. Like I said, we initially said no, and then rethought it and said, I mean, for that price, wouldn't hurt us to get out of our comfort zone and try something new. And we both really enjoyed it enough to we'll probably do it again, hopefully soon. Well, no, it'll probably be at least a year from now, but we are looking at others. But there were a lot of things I liked about the experience. And it was just, even though it was a 6-day cruise, it still wasn't enough to really see everything, even explore the entire ship. So there were some things we initially planned on doing, but didn't just because we were doing other things, just not enough time to do everything. Oh, I did enjoy the piano bar. Really liked the piano bar on this. Uh, Karaoke was fun. Spent a little bit of time in the casino, not a lot. I'm not. Neither one of us are big gamblers. We didn't gamble enough to get casino offers, but maybe next time. In fact, I was down up until the last night we were there, and I sat down at the roulette table, lost a couple hands, and then I hit 2 numbers in a row, which got me just a little bit above even, just a touch ahead. So then I said, "Okay, I'm done." And then I had some free play left on my card. It was about $25 worth. So I just sat down at a random machine and just kept clicking it till it was gone. And on my very last one, I hit for about $345. So I said, okay, it's over. So I ended up coming home with about the same amount of cash I left with. If we had to do it again, I would like to revisit Cozumel and Belize because we really didn't explore Belize. Uh, just be it was a short window, and you have to use a tender boat. Being our first time, we just we weren't going to be late, right? So we just stayed in the port area, which was nice. I mean, it's like a huge mall, basically. I mean, there's a lot of outside stuff, but they got this inside mall area. So, okay. Um, so I mean, we spent a few hours there. It was just, but I would like to explore more of Belize and do some other things here that we didn't do. I have no desire to go to Costa Maya again, but it's since been purchased by Royal Caribbean, so that's probably not going to be a thing anyway. It's just a nice, clean beer, man. Urban Chestnut's done some great stuff over the years. I guess they've been having some trouble as of late. I hope that gets worked out. I'd like to see him stick around. I'm just speculating here, but it seems like it could be. Uh, Most of us craft beer drinkers are getting older, much older. The younger generation isn't drinking beer, and what they are drinking isn't really classic styles. The younger folks I see are looking for sours and seltzers and this, that, and the other. So classic style breweries like Urban Chestnuts are struggling because us old guys are dying out, man. We're the dinosaurs of the industry now. My second stint with a craft brewery, I did work for Saddlebach in Springdale, Arkansas from 2016. Oh, excuse me. From 2016 to 2018. The card said account manager, but I was basically a sales rep. And my territory was Bentonville Rogers and Eureka Springs. So I was only at the brewery itself, only about once a week, um, usually just to gather samples. But the current brewer I work for, this is the first time I've actually been behind the bar. So it took a minute, but I knew beer, so I was just getting that grasp of it. So my trouble now is sometimes I get carried away trying to get to that perfect pour, and we do allow half pours. Got our mug clubbers, so we do have half pour glass for other folks, but the mug clubbers will get a half pour in their mug. So sometimes I'll get so carried away looking at that beer that I'll get closer to or almost at a full pour when they only ask for a half, just because I know I've got that perfect pour right there. Oh no, I can't stop now. I know because I know when I pull that mug up, it's gonna be right where I want it, right at that line, right at that 20-ounce fill line, baby. Anyway, anyway, I digress. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and I'm also Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, all around good guy. Sláinte. Mercy.